welcome you to Frankfort, Kentucky, and the Convention Center here in Capital City as once again one of the nation's finest conference convenes. The Mid-South Conference Tournament has begun and the night's finale is about to begin. The marquee matchup, it's the host school, Georgetown College, as they take on the familiar foe, Lindsey Wilson. As we welcome you here courtside, it's great to have you with us here for once again another Mid-South Conference Tournament in Frankfort, Kentucky. I am Will Chambers. Georgetown did what they needed to do. They won both games last weekend in convincing fashion on Thursday over Rio Grande by 16. They then won against West Virginia Tech by 9, but they still needed help and got the help that they needed. The upset victory by Virginia Wise down in Pikeville, 75-72. That got Georgetown to the number 6 seed as they will today face, as I bring in my partner Randy Phillips, a familiar foe. And for Georgetown, 0-3 in their last 3 games against Lindsey Wilson. The average margin of victory for the Blue Raiders is only 7 points. Georgetown in this season, 4-10 in games decided by 10 points or less.
You know, and you got to think the way the Tigers are playing right now. They're actually playing pretty good basketball as we entered into the month of March, Will. And you go back to that matchup in Georgetown, the Tigers were certainly in that game led. Lindsey Wilson, the game in Columbia, not so much. Tigers didn't shoot well, and it was too much down low by Victoria Krell and Ashley Rainey. But the beautiful thing about March is that now everyone is 0-0. It's an equal slate. And really, I've said all along, a lot of people talked about it, Georgetown's a scary team. They are much better than their 6th seed. They just haven't had a lot of luck. Well, with the winning streak, and then with what happened last weekend to get Georgetown this opportunity, maybe the ball was going to bounce Georgetown's way here finally.
Well, and Georgetown, and you'll hear it from Susan Johnson in just a couple of minutes, have been shooting the ball much better at the free throw line lately. I asked her, has that been the difference? The fact that they're shooting 71% during conference play from the stripe rather than the 68% that they had been shooting overall. She said it's been absolutely the difference and the reason they've been able to finish games.
Well, a lot of times when you don't shoot free throws well, you can't finish down the stretch. They have done that. You go back to the game at Rio. That's what cost them that game and wouldn't have put them in a position that they had to kind of squeak by the edge of their chinny chin to get in here and get this bye straight to Frankfort. However, Georgetown plays well in this gym historically. Both men and women have played well in Frankfort. It'll be a pro-Georgetown crowd, no question, as they are starting to fill in here. And the key will be tonight. One thing Lindsey did in Columbia, and we'll talk about this, they established the post immediately. They went right to Krell. They went right to Rainey from the opening tip, and Georgetown had no answer. Georgetown has got to do a better job of blocking out and slowing those two down.
Ashley Rainey, Victoria Krell joining Courtney Tyra as all Mid-South Conference selections coming up, or that came last night. We'll take a break, come back. Randy and I will rejoin you and break down those first 2 matchups when we return on the Countdown to Tip-Off from Frankfort, Kentucky, the capital of our Commonwealth, next on the Tiger Sports Network.